Welcome back everybody. Today's video, I'm just doing a vlog today. I've got a bit of it's a good day out. I've got both bikes out on the drive, both on charge. One's on solar, I'll show you that in a minute anyway. One's on solar, one's on the mains charger. It's just a bit of clearing out. I am downsizing with some of the woodworking machines at the moment, so I'm just I'm cleaning one of the machines. I'll show you in a minute. It's in the background here. I've used it quite a lot, and it's good for if you're doing raised panels, you know, framework. You can just put the framework through and sand it, and it's like a like my planer thicknesser, except it doesn't take shavings off. It takes it's actual like a drum sander, but it becomes a thicknesser, and it's quite accurate actually. And I'll show you in a minute. And it's the machine's called the Perform X. It's a 1632. It's 16 inch, takes 16 inch wide. Now obviously if you've got a door that's wider than that machine, you just run it through one way and then switch it around and run it through the other way, and you can't see the join, you know, where it's taking it off, and it'll take less than half a mil off. It's really accurate. It's its own drive belt, and it's its own drum, but you put different sort of different grades of sandpaper on, or whatever you want to call it. This is my sanding station anyway. It owns quite a few things underneath it, but I'm going to show you. I am getting rid of this. I've just give it a blow down just to make sure it's all right, and then I'm going to get it for sale. They are expensive piece of equipment, but this has paid for itself. I did a lot of raised cabinet doors, wardrobe doors, and that's so it came into its own there. The panels, you could finish them off with a fine grade, and you could just virtually just tack around and then spray them. I used to spray them, and yeah, it comes into its own. It's a good piece of kit. I think they're round about now about £1,200, something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I got this from Axminster Power Tools down in down Axminster, down south somewhere. I always remember the guy that brought it, because he had a like Australian type cowboy hat on, whatever they call them. Really nice guy, and I got quite a few of the machines from them. A big lathe in the corner, the big wood lathe. But this, as I say, is a specialist piece of kit. But it comes into its own. Not everybody can afford it. I am running out of room in the workshop, so I'm gonna have to. This is one of them. This is what it's all about. One of the machines I'm going to get rid of is this. I'm probably going to get rid of my thicknesser planer. I can get a smaller desktop one for what I use now. I'm not so sure I'll keep the bandsaw, the Electrobeckon bandsaw, but my Kitty 619 table saw is going to be going as well. Now that's got the side extension table on. It's on a frame that's on wheels, which is better. It's got the side sliding table, a proper cast aluminium one. You need a lot of room to get this. Now before I brought a lot of my machinery home from the other workshop that I had, ceased, closed down, I actually had more room. I could have that machine up, the 619 saw, because I like a table saw, and it's a 10-inch blade, and it's really accurate. I've got as I say, it comes with all the gear, side table that flicks up if you need it. Yeah, it's quite a good piece of kit, so that's going to be going. My big wood lathe in the corner, variable speed, that's going to be going as well. I can't get rid of my father's wood lathe in the corner, because sorry, wood lathe, metal lathe. It's an old Myford, I believe it is, or Drummond Myford, and I just haven't got the heart. It was my father's pride and joy. It's still accurate. I know very little about. I've done things on it, but I'm not an engineer, and by far, so it's one of them things. You either get into it. You can't just, you know, I'll turn this, I'll make this. You don't know how to do it. Cut threads on it, no, I've no chance. I can cut threads with a tap and die and that, but on a lathe, you know, different gears you put on. Oh, forget that. It gives me helmet fire, but yeah, so as I say, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through this with you and just show you it, and then I mean you can get wider ones, but what it does is very good at, you know, but it's specific. It's a finishing machine. That's what it is. You know, I have done things and the rails need half a mil off. Rather than put them back through, I put them through here and they're finished. Very good. But anyway, I'll take you down and I'll show you the machine. Right, just lock the... Right, here we are. Now, as you can see, there's very little controls on this. This is your speed controller for your belt. So if I turn that on now, you can see the belt moving. Okay, you've an in-feed table and you've an out-feed table. Now I don't have the out-feed table on because it takes that much damn room up. So as I say, and if you watch the speed of the belt, I'll turn it right up to maximum. You can see that's running quite quick. Okay, it hasn't been run for a while, so it probably needs a little bit of tension on, and you just put tension on with those, that's all, on the end. Pretty simple to do. Okay, slow that down and knock that off. Okay, that is your on and off for your actual drum, your sanding drum. Okay, I'll show you that. Press that in. There we go. Okay, and you can see it. It's clipped in at this side with some, like, you see, little spring clips, and it comes, you buy these purpose made. Okay, you can make them out of your own, use this as a pattern, but as you can see, you put it on there and then you wind it round, and then make sure you've got very little gap between. Small amounts don't matter, but and then it clips into another one there. Okay, and that's basically your drum. It's quite, as I say, it's really accurate. Actually, a dust extractor, you need a dust extractor with this. This is it here. As I say, and as I'll take it down to you, because here is my drawer for these. Now you can see all those. They're all different grades of the sanding belts for that drum. Okay, it's quite a few. I believe that's your tool there that you use to hook it underneath, and that sort of there's a rubber belt there. You can see that. That's a rubber belt for that one up there. But I have another one, brand new one of those, so it's in a box somewhere. That's for cleaning your drum up. If it builds up on the drum, resin and that, then just rub that against it across the top and it cleans it off. You do that with a lot of sanders though. So that's that. Underneath there is my bobbin sander, my Delta bobbin sander, and my small belt sander. Okay, so it's really my sanding station. I'll show you this working anyway, but as you can see, it has an outfeed table which is there. You can just see it there, and that bolts on underneath here, and that it comes out to about here, so which is quite it's another one of those. Well, you get that on there, you've limited to which room you can put it in, never mind space. So I've taken the back one off, it just makes it more easy to store. They were telling you these are what you use for tensioning your belts up here. Okay, one on either side, and it does go slack now and again. You just put a little bit on, but you don't put too much on. But it is very gripping. There's no slipping once you get through it. There's underneath here, there's like a planer thicknesser. I don't think you can see what you can. Let's see if I can get it into. You see that roller going up and down? There's one there, and there's one at the front. Okay, they're just spring loaded, and they just keep you, whatever you're putting through, down on your bed. Great bit of kit. As I say, it's earned me quite a considerable amount as this machine in the work that I've done. Alright, shame to see it go, but I'm 70 years of age now, coming up 71, and I want to downsize a bit. Taking big jobs on wardrobes is just not my cup of tea. I'm going to be, as I say, and this is, I'll take you over here. Oop. Yeah. At the moment, that's a 619 saw, the Kitty. Great bit of kit. Take you down there. Yeah, God, it's terrible to move things about. Right, there's 619 saw. It's just dusty, but it's very, very clean. There's no damage on it or anything. As you can see there, the side table, the lift up, rise and fall angle of the blade, and that is, believe it or not, is the cast sliding table. As you can see, it's quite a piece of kit, and what this has is a big aluminium beam that runs across there, and that slides on it. It's really good actually, and it's really accurate. That's the fence set up there, and I have the actual cross fence that goes on the sliding table. It's just tucked over on the wall over there. That's going, and then you can't see much of it, but that's my big cast variable speed wood lathe. It's got gear on it at the moment. I don't know if you can see it down there. It's just dusty, and that's what I made all the staircase with, of which I believe in one of the videos I've shown you, all the newel posts, all the spindles are turned on it, and there's quite a lot, believe me. And I did it on there. My father's old, I don't know if you can see it, but his little metal lathe in the corner there, you just twiddle it through there. But yeah, it's a bit of a, it's not a dumping ground, it's, you know, look, printer, CNC 3030 printer, new printer, resin printer there, wash station here. Never even opened them. That's any cubic wash and cure station. That's the any cubic, I've forgotten which model, resin printer. Never even got round to using it. I've had that, I bought them as a package deal when I got the Anycubic Formax. Yeah, didn't I thought I got a good bargain with them, and you know, obviously as technology moves on that quick in the 3D printing world, you could, I think that cost me around about £400. That were about 200. You can get that even a fraction of the price now, and you can get that half the price. But if you wait for technology, you never get used to using anything. Yeah, so downsizing a lot. My CO2 is in there. Everything that I have is machinery wise covered, and I'm a great believer in that. That's my toolbox. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you, put some of this through, just to show you really what it works. It's a shame when you have to, so I mean, if at a big workshop like they had, like I used to have, these would be set out in their own individual, you know, your cutting station where everything comes in, your raw timber. You do things with it, cut it up, bring it to your planing station, get it to what you want, crosscut saw, whatever you're doing with that, and bring it round. Then you're into your finishing station where you have I used to have a bench that had a dust extractor underneath it. It had a lot of holes at the top, and I used to, and it would actually hold the material down if I were even planing it. but it would also take the dust away. It were really good. I'd no room for that. Brought my Pro CNC machine, my 6090, which is a massive lump. It weighs, it's cast, so it's awfully heavy. Brought that back. I didn't really have room for it. I should have got rid of it really, but there you go. It's one of them things, isn't it? And I'm just going through it, and the two holes that I have in the underneath the floor at the back of the house, one's filled with power tools, and the other one's filled with a lot of camping gear. Inflatable tent, which we used to do, no longer now. It's we don't do camping now. And as I say, for each of the machines, well, I've given you a tour of the workshop. I'll flick it around again. You can see over there, that PC runs that 3030 and also that 3D printer. And over on the corner, over there, over my toolbox, where the CO2 laser is, my K40, is another touchscreen PC, and that just runs the CO2 laser. Okay, and then obviously I've got my main one that I use for the diode lasers, and my main CNC here. Yeah, so it's called a busy workshop, but not busy with the work that I used to do. I mean, gone are the days, as I was saying earlier, where I used to go out and price jobs up, and you know, somebody'd want a lot of kitchen cabinet doors. I've done those, wardrobe doors, I've done all sorts, garage doors, gates, you name it, various decking. And when we used to, if we needed anything for a job, I wasn't a great believer in borrowing it off somebody. I used to buy it, invest in it, and that's how you get your money back, because investing in machinery and equipment makes it you capable of being able to do all the jobs that you would normally struggle with or have to pay rental for it. And we all know when you hire something, it doesn't always pay, you know, what you've hired. And you get to the site, a number of times when I have had to hire something like framing nailers, they come into their home. You know, when we did my son's studio in his garden, it's like a bungalow. Me and my brother did that, and my son, he did the drawings and he helped us with it. And it were a massive undertaking. It's all on legs, because he wanted it level of the one part of the garden. Absolute mammoth task. And I thought I could hire a framing nailer. No, I bought one. I bought the big DeWalt framing nailer, and a compressor, and the decking jobs I've done with it is, I've lost count. So it's paid for itself, and that's tucked away. If I never use it again, it's paid for itself. And you know, all my sharpening gear for sharpening tungsten tip blades, saw blades and chisels, you know, I still do a bit of that for people, and it's a great. And when I sharpen chisels, I know I'm going on a bit here, but when I sharpen chisels, the one test when you do a chisel is you should be able to shave your arm, the fine hairs on your arm. If you can't shave your arm, or you can't shave any hairs off your arm, it's not sharp enough. And I always test it on my arm. It sounds a bit daft. You think you'd have a bald arm, but I don't do that many now, but I would do. But you should be able to slice through paper, tissue paper, should be not a problem. And I get them like that, but our apprentice trained at it, so working at tool room, doing tip blades and various things. But yeah, my pillar drill, it's a bit big now for what I use. So my dust extractor over in the corner, it's a record one, and it's on wheels, a big bag underneath and a upper bag, and I just store things on it at the moment. But I use this for the saw, the planer, and I use it for the big CNC. You've got to, you know, PPE is your first line of defence, is your extractors. It's pointless putting a mask on if you've no extractor, because all you're going to do is clog that up. So dust extractor, safety goggles on, glasses, I always wear them, and mask. I always put a mask on. It's just how I've been brought up. A lot of people won't bother, but you know. In fact, funny, I was watching YouTube last night, and it showed you a guy. He were doing some decking, and he let his, I don't know if it was his wife, partner, girlfriend, or whatever, I don't know, but she were using the big framing nailer, and she were putting them in. He were holding the joist in line with his hand, and she were banging them in at the side. And the next thing, they were scream, and she'd missed the joist, and it nailed his hand here. They were pushing up against the thing, out of frame, holding the joist, nailed it to it, and to pull it off. Oh God, I really felt for him, because the big nails, they don't take any prisoners. And I thought, yeah, and we were doing, I used to be a member of a gun club. I used to have a firearm certificate and we were extending the gun club buildings. It was quite a big job, and there were 4 of us, and we were putting the roof trusses in, and we made these roof trusses, and you're talking big roof trusses, and I was using the framing nail to put them on the wall plate at the top, and lining them all up, putting the spaces between them. I mean, I'm no builder, so I was taking advice from somebody that's a builder on that side. And he said, yeah, we'll bang one in here, and I put the big DeWalt framing nailer down on. This is where it had paid for itself by then, and I was using it again, so it come into its own again. And I put it down on the floor, and I were up against, if you can imagine, the joist, the roof truss was up at the side of my head here, and we were toe nailing it in either side, and just to the wall plate. Temporary, because there were some plates that were going on, and I had it up there, and somebody in the wisdom thought that he'd come up the thing and nail this plywood, put a few nails. He'd seen me using nail gun, but not that particular nail gun. It's what he hadn't seen me using is the coil nail gun, the ring nails in for putting plywood reinforcings on the end of the trusses. And of course I'd gone up the step ladder, and I've got my head at the side of this truss. I didn't see him go up the ladder at the side, and he got the framing nailer, and he fired this framing nailer thinking it was the other one. Never used one before. Thought, oh, that looks good. Bit of an idiot like. And he fired it, and I'm not joking, it went through the plywood, through the timber, because the big nails, and it was out at one side by nearly an inch. If I'd have been leaning against that, it'd have nailed my head. I went ballistic with him. I called him up and said, what gives you the right to pick that? Is a lethal weapon. Would you go around the gun club pointing a rifle at people? Well, no. What do you think that thing will do? If I hold the nose in of that and fire it, it'll go up there, right up the range. Oh God. Anyway, we're sent out. We got him out of the place. Oh, I came so close to having an inch nail inside of my head here. Now that would have hurt. And that's just people doing things that they don't know all about. I mean, I know I'm harping on a bit here, but it makes a change than just vlogging and then just showing you something. When I sharpen my chisel, I always text that if people don't know me work, I always say to them, be careful with those chisels, because the state you brought them in here, you're obviously used to them being blunt. They won't take any prisoners, and you know, everybody knows when you're using a chisel, you do not put anything behind the back of the blade, so that when you're pushing, you don't have your finger there. It's always the way, you always pair away. And anyway, unknown to me, I gave him the chisels. He'd let apprentice use it, hadn't he? Next time I saw him, he said, I told him they were sharp. Yeah, he ended up at casualty, cut finger. I said, you don't take any prisoners. You know, they are dangerous, chisels or knives, you know, sharpened knives for people that they use for the work, you know, like your draw knives. You know, sharpen them, and they don't take any prisoners when they're sharp. But same thing is, you can injure yourself just as much with a blunt chisel because you're putting far too much force on it. So it works both ways. Always be careful. But yeah, I'm enjoying a little bit of just a chat today. It makes a change. But I'm just wanting to, once I get rid of these and put some more benches in, I might even get rid of big CNC machine because that's used it. I did a load of paneling for back of vans. People used to bring me pattern, files for it, and I used to cut them out and they used to put them in the van. Yeah, really good. I've done sort of if I've never done anything before, I just look it up, think about it, look on YouTube. It's great for that, and then I'll do it. Even though I'm trained as a apprentice trained wood machinist and cabinet maker, you can still turn your hand to joinery work, general hanging doors and various other things. But it's a gorgeous day out there. But I'm going to show you this now. Just put a bit of something through and I'll just show you what it is. Okay? Right, I'm just going to sand this really. It's something to note, but you always put your drum on first before you put the feed roller on, because if you don't put that on and forget and send it through, you can imagine what happens. Put it on. It is quite accurate on that. I normally gauge it, but see how it takes it through. You can just hear it touching now. And that is ultra smooth, and you can just feel the little bit of a lip there where I just wound it down. So if I put that through again that way, notch it down a bit more, I'm only doing this little bit, so I'm not so much bothered about the dust for that. There we go. And that is ready to be tack clothed, and you can spray that. Turn it off. There we go. Yeah. Ultra smooth. Pretty good at what it does. Shame to see it go, but there you go. I said I was going to show you the bikes that I don't drive. I'll take you out and show you them. There you go. This is a beast. It never gets really started up now, in that sense. But it's too big an engine just to turn over. The other one I can take in and out. I mean, 1700cc V-twin's quite an umpy engine, so you don't want to just start that up to drive it back in there. It's not so bad with the 700cc V-twin there. That's on a solar panel, Oxford solar panel, very good. It just keeps it trickle charged there, but this is always in and out anyway. Yeah, lovely bike to ride this. Very, very torquey, and you can see some of it's like new. And I think I'm going to get rid of that this year. I think mileage on it, let's have a look, see what the mileage is. Oh. 3,903 miles. It's not bad for a 57 plate bike, is it? It's like new. There's no marks on it. So, but yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of that. It's got aquaphobics on, so get rid of that. Just downsizing, really. It's got, I mean, the other bikes we've got is a bit, I mean, aren't my favourite, to be fair, aren't my favourite one, that is it. I've always loved it from the day I bought it, and I exchanged that for I bought a Fireblade 1000 RR. It was an absolute monster. It was for me. I've had well 30 mile on it. I was crippled when I got off it. For a young lads, lovely performance bike, but too powerful in that sense. Too cramped. Didn't like the riding position. So, but I thought, what I'll do is I'll trade it in, and I got that more or less a straight swap for it. So I think I got better, because that is quite rare. It's in that condition. Z650 we've got tax and MOT exempt. I'm just going to turn you around actually. Let me. Oh, there we go again. Yeah, it's Z650 is tax and MOT exempt. That's like new. I mean, that was my first sort of multi-cylinder bike in that respect. I loved it. Still got it, and it's in excellent condition. Got a VF 500 85 plate. So this year I applied for that as tax and MOT exempt. So it's, you know, it makes a difference. You've only to insure it, and you still maintain it. You're foolish if you don't. If you go out on it and you get pulled for whatever reason by police, and they find, well, and they inspect it, oh wait a minute here, they're not daft, they know it's MOT exempt, well this is poor condition, they still do you for it. So you look after them. It's a bonus being tax and MOT exempt. My brother's got a R1 Kenny Roberts from the factory, painted Kenny Roberts colours, the yellow and with black and white checkers on. It's absolutely mint condition. It is really, really good. You've got to see that to believe it. And that came from the Yamaha factory, painted like that. It wasn't painted somewhere, so it's quite rare. He don't ride it much, but he rides a Z650 because he likes that. And then I've got my VFR 750, which is an early one. I think that's an 80, I think it's an 86, 87, but it's it's a VFR which has gear driven cams, so it's a lot more sturdy than the VF, which was chain. The VF 500 is, for those that don't know, it's got chains that drive the cams, and they're a bit woolly, the court used to call them. So good bike, but they were over engineered with VFRs in that respect. Honda made a damn good job of them, and it V4 engine, really bulletproof engines on them, and I like that. So we've got them two. That's mine, the MT. We share that if we ever sell that. That's the DNO one, that's the Honda there. And then the Z650 is mine. The VF 500 is shared between us, so if we sell that we share that. The VFR 750 is mine, and the R1's my brother's. So we, as I say, only lives off at that, but a purpose made secure shed that we did for the bike. So that we're back on because my battery died. So yeah, so I'm going through some camping gear as well, getting rid of some of that, but it's not a 2-minute job, it's a mammoth task. It's like Octo, we had a, you know, from when COVID were in, I bought a, well, back end of COVID, and we bought a Wave 4-seater Octube, inflatable Octube, and of course I got it out. I'm going to get rid of it, but unknown to me I must have caught something in the garden or something. It put a right minute little hole in it on one of the corners at the bottom. Anyway, I've repaired it and it's alright, but so I'm going to get shut of that. It's all fully working in that, but 4-seater, but I'm going to worth 50 quid of anybody's money, so it was a lot more expensive than that, so I'm going to get rid of that. But yeah, it's just a bit of a vlog today. Something else, we've had room decorated, new carpet's getting fit for that, and I will show you that when it's completed. My actual stairs and hallway and that all been decorated, new carpet throughout, because the lounge and the staircase is the only really carpets we have in the bedroom, so that's going to be all the same colour carpet. Having that decorated, and the good news is wife wanted something to do something with the kitchen. It's quite a big kitchen, it has big dining area through with massive island. We're having it painted now. I didn't rate the idea of having the kitchen units painted. They're like shaker style doors on ours, oak style, like American white oak, and there's quite a lot of units in the dining area and there's quite a lot in the kitchen area. Glass doors in the dining area, there's 7 of those, and then there's underneath units as well, big American fridge freezer, so there's quite a lot of units. Anyway, I asked the guy that my son had a kitchen remodel and what have you, and an extension done, and I built his island for him again, but he couldn't get the same colour units, the doors that he got for his island as he did from the original, so but they were same style shaker. So I decided on having them painted, and I thought I'm not going to say up because I'm not a lover of having things painted like that. Well, these 2 lads that came, what a cracking job they made. I had to eat my words. They're superb. It just looks like a new kitchen. Took all the doors away, sprayed all them in his shop, came back, masked everything off, sprayed the rest of the kitchen in situ, and then fit everything back. I'm not joking. What a job. And I was sold on it then. And he had his done a grey. It looks stunning, it does. And then I did another remodel for somebody, me and my brother, and I said, what colour haven't you? And he said, I don't know yet. So to go back up to fit the plinths that had been painted after he'd had them painted, when he went up, now this lad, he'd had all like granite, not granite, marble type backsplashes, island and all that, but it got lights behind it because it were quite transparent in some places, so when you shone the light through, it looked like it was on fire at the back. It was stunning appearance, it really does. He had his units done black, and I thought, whoa, what a colour. But it looks nice, trust me, it looks nice, so I'll keep wife happy. She says, can we have them painted? I said, yeah, I'll ring him up. I rang him up, lad. He said, yeah. He says, I can do it. He gave me a quote for my kitchen. I said, that's acceptable, is that? And he said, I can fit you in on the 31st to come and take all your doors and drawers fronts away. He said, and then on that's the Monday, and on the Friday he'll come back and spray everything else. You've got a new kitchen. So, and these lads, I can assure you, are good. You know, when until you actually get somebody in and see the work, you don't know what they're like. I can certainly vouch for these 2 lads. It's like the guys that did the the solar panels, the solar edge inverter for me. Absolutely first class service. So, and I'll show you that when it's done. It'd be interesting because I don't know what colour my wife's going to pick. I don't have what to do with colours, and the reason for that is if I pick a colour and it's wrong, it's my fault. If she picks a colour and she don't like it, it's not my fault. It's called not getting blamed for that. So yeah, so that's in it. So it's got quite busy. We're not we're not taking holiday as such this year, so it's all going back into the house. So we're having lounge, that's been decorated, new carpet, stairs and all landing. There's a lot here, trust me. there's 1, 2, 3, 4 flights of stairs, 1, 2, 3 landings, 4 landings. So there's a lot of work, a lot of doors. New carpet there, kitchen all sprayed. I've got the job, I must admit. She wants the island 6 inch off the width, cutting down, and maybe a little bit off the end. I've never cut granite before, but I'm going to have to learn and find out how to do it. So I'm not looking forward to it. I know it can make a bit of a mess, so I've got that to do. And she's having the kitchen decorated then once it's been painted. Where will it stop? I do not know. I don't know what else is I've got to fit in. I'm working an idea out of strapping a brush to my back so I can do 2 jobs at once, but we'll see. Anyway, right, that's ending to this vlog. It's made a real change to just do a vlog and just generally chit chat about things, because the world's in a bit of an upheaval at the moment, isn't it? And what's going off, and everybody has their own views on things, and I have my views, and I keep them to myself. Because people express their views on anything, there's always somebody to attack you for it. So, right, that's it. So as I say, thumbs up, like and subscribe. Really does help me. I'm trying to get, I'd love to, I've only 853 I think, or 852 subscribers, which isn't a right lot for the time I've been going, but my videos are specific. I'm not a professional at it, I don't make money from it, but I'd love to reach the 1,000 mark. It's my goal to reach 1,000, so if I reach it, I reach it. There's no hardship, so as I say, I like them, not them, I like them. And keep it going. And as I always say at the end of my videos, you know, notification, don't forget that neither. Say at the end of my videos, and nowadays I really mean it, be safe and be careful out there. It can be a bit of a harsh world, as we all too know. So until next time, and I hope to do some more of these vlogs. I might like it, just chit chatting about anything really, but today was specific in some ways. I'm having a bit of a clear out, so until next time, bye for now. Bye.